Hi everyone, I'm CaliKim. Welcome to my garden. Glad you're here with me today. Have you ever dreamed of growing a crop that you can plant it once and then grow and harvest it forever? Well, that's exactly what garlic is. Today I'm going to show you how to grow garlic in a 5-gallon container. And you can plant it once and then harvest it forever. And besides that, the most important thing is that the flavor of homegrown garlic is so potent, so amazing, you'll never buy garlic at the grocery store again. And by planting one single clove, they each grow into a brand new bulb. So you plant it once and then you can save it for next year to plant again, and you never have to buy garlic at the store again. I love growing garlic in containers because that way I don't have to dedicate and tie up a whole raised bed in my garden space over the winter time. And we like garlic, but we don't use a ton of it in our food, so a small 5-gallon container works plenty for us. If you love garlic and if you have the space, you may want to grow it in a raised bed or several different containers so you have enough for your family. Growing garlic in a warm winter climate, like we are here in Southern California, does have its challenges because garlic needs a period of chill, of winter dormancy, in order to grow big garlic cloves. But I am going to share with you some tips along the way on how you can deal with that if you live in a frost-free. First, it's important to choose the right variety for your area. For you northern gardeners that have hard winters and hard freezes, you want to choose hardneck varieties. They grow very well in cold winter climates. Now, hardneck varieties have a harder neck to the garlic and also a hard inner core, which helps them last longer and grow better over the winter time. They tend to be a very nice, bold flavor and bigger cloves, and they also produce scapes, which are tall, curly, green stalks that you can actually harvest for additional flavor for your food, so it has that extra bonus. And there's lots of online stores that you can find hardneck garlic with all over the internet. Now, for you southern gardeners with frost-free winters, you want to choose a softneck variety. It's less winter hardy, it doesn't have that hard core, and it just grows better in warmer regions. Now, it does have garlic cloves of different sizes. They're not quite as big as the hardneck variety, but all in all, it will work much better in the frost-free zones. Now, the great thing about softneck garlic is it's found at most grocery stores. So you can even purchase a little bag of organic garlic. I got this one at Trader Joe's, and then plant that in your garden, or you can buy it from online retailers. The second tip for growing garlic in containers is when to plant your garlic. And the timing is really important, especially for you northern gardeners. So for northern gardeners with cold winters, get your garlic planted in your containers or your raised beds about 2 to 4 weeks before your first frost date. You can find out that date on almanac.com. The reason for this is you want the root systems to get a little bit developed before the cold sets in. And hardneck garlic really does need that period of winter dormancy in order to produce nice, good cloves in the summertime. For you southern gardeners, you have a more flexible planting window. You're the lucky ones. So what I do is I plant my garlic in October, November time frame. Because we have milder temperatures over the winter time, your garlic won't enter deep dormancy, allowing your garlic to gradually establish roots over time. Next, let's talk containers. This is it right here. It's not a big to-do. It's not a big, huge Saturday project. I don't know about you, but I don't need another Saturday project. I love growing in containers because I can grow it right outside my kitchen door on my deck. So if you have an apartment with just a balcony, containers is the way to go. Now, I love growing it in this 5-gallon CaliKim Smart Pot. And one reason why I love growing in Smart Pots is because of the aerated fabric. And with garlic, this is very important because you do not want those roots to rot. What the aerated fabric does is it allows the roots to breathe. It releases all the excess moisture, which will really help you avoid that root rot, but it gives the roots the air that it needs to grow and establish and grow really nice plants. So it's perfect for garlic, and believe me, you guys, it is just about effortless to grow in a container. Now, for container garlic, you do need a container that's at least 8 to 10 inches deep. So the CaliKim 5-gallon Smart Pot, it's perfect. It's about 12 inches deep, 9 inches across, which allows you to plant about 8 to 10 individual garlic cloves, which will each grow into one garlic bulb. So that's actually quite a bit of garlic that you can grow in a very simple 5-gallon container. You can grab these over at CaliKimGardenandHome.com. They're 25% off right now with the code CaliKim25, and they come in 4 different colors. Next step is soil. Very, very important that you have a nice, loose, well-draining soil. And the reason for this is If it's too compacted and not nice and loose and fluffy like my soil is here, your garlic roots will not get the aeration they need, the moisture won't drain, and it could rot. So you can fill your container with any organic potting mix from the garden center, or why not save yourself some money instead of spending it all at the big box stores and make your own. I've got a great recipe here. You can watch my video on that. It's comprised of coco coir, compost, and worm castings. And I'm actually going to add just a little bit more compost here just to kind of top off my container. You can never have too much compost. I'm going to mix that into the soil that I have here, so the garlic has the nutrients that it needs to really get off to a good start. And then what I'm going to do is add some organic granular fertilizer. Now, the compost and organic granular fertilizer are time-released fertilizers, which is great for garlic because it grows over a longer period of time. You don't really have to worry too much about adding those quick-release water-soluble fertilizers to your garlic. And I'm also going to add a couple of teaspoons of the Monterey Dr. Iron. Monterey Dr. Iron gives your garlic the slow-release iron and nutrients it needs for strong growth and healthy green tops, which is super important for bulb development. And it is non-staining too, which a lot of other brands will stain your concrete or your deck that you have your container on. So Monterey Dr. Iron is really a perfect addition to our containers. Now I do like my soil to be pre-moistened, and this one's just a little bit dry, so I'm going to add a little bit more water and then just mix it in. You want your soil to be about the moistness of a wrung out sponge, not too terribly wet, kind of holds together when you squeeze it. Perfect. To plant garlic in my container here, what I'm going to do is make a little hole all around my container about 3 to 4 inches apart, about 2 inches deep. So I'm just poking the end of my shovel in here, and this is where we're going to drop the garlic cloves. I mean, this is so easy, you guys. You really have got to get some garlic planted in your container. So you want to get them spaced apart about 3 to 4 inches. That way you give the garlic roots room to grow, or the garlic bulbs room to grow. And then I'm going to take my garlic bulb here and just break it apart into individual cloves. Sometimes you got to put a little bit of muscle into it. And because this is soft neck garlic, you can see it does have cloves of different sizes. And we're going to plant the bigger ones in my container. So I'm going to grab the biggest and the best, and then you can save the smaller ones for eating. When I plant my garlic cloves, I'm going to leave this little thin papery wrapper on because it protects the garlic over the winter time, and it also helps keep the moisture in. So now what I'm going to do is just drop the flat side down into the hole. This is where the roots come out, and the pointy side up. This is where the green shoots come out. Just drop them down in the hole, go around my container and do that to the entire container. It's super easy. And by the way, if you're enjoying our videos, make sure that you give us a thumbs up and subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll keep the content coming. So I've got 8 individual cloves planted, which remember is each individual clove will turn into a separate garlic bulb, which will give me actually quite a bit of garlic for this 5-gallon container. Now I'm just going to cover up the garlic cloves with the soil here, kind of pat it down a little bit just to get the garlic kind of settled here in the container. Growing fuss-free garlic with this method is actually one of the time-saving tactics in my new book, The 10-Minute Gardener. Head over to CaliKimGardenandHome.com to pre-order. It's coming out this winter, and we'll send you 2 freebies as our thank you for pre-ordering my book. That's pretty much it as far as planting garlic, but what you can expect next is, if you live in a northern climate, it really depends on your temperatures right now. If you're still experiencing kind of mild temperatures, you may see a few little tiny shoots emerge from each individual garlic clove here in your container. If you're in cold climates, however, your garlic may just kind of settle in here, the roots get established, and may enter a winter dormant period. In that case, you're not going to see any brand new shoots until spring when the weather warms up. In the south, however, we have milder temperatures. After a few weeks, the garlic is going to start to grow. You'll see the green shoots emerge from the soil. As the weather cools down in the wintertime, growth will slow and then pick up again in the spring when things warm up. As far as how to care for your garlic over the wintertime, it's pretty much a plant it and forget it kind of crop, which sounds pretty good to me. How about you? But you do want to keep your soil evenly moist. Now, a lot of times if you're getting rain, you really don't even have to worry about watering. We don't get a lot of rain until December, so I'm going to pop in my drip irrigation hose here. That way it keeps the roots moist so they don't completely dry out over the winter time. And then I'll hook this up to my container drip irrigation so it does get consistent watering. Now for the all-important mulch, especially important for southern gardens who get warm spells in the wintertime. You want to sprinkle a good heavy layer of mulch over the top of your container. What this does is in northern gardens, it protects your garlic from hard freezes, but in southern gardens where we get warm winter days, it actually keeps your garlic cooler, keeps the soil cooler, and regulates the soil temperature. So mulch is very, very critical. Now another tip for southern gardens is you can put it in an area that gets morning sun and afternoon shade. Easy to move the smart pots around into another area that might be more beneficial to your garlic in hot temperatures. And then once the spring arrives, you can put it in full sun. It'll start to pop up with little shoots. The more sun your garlic gets in the early spring and summertime when the temperatures are a little bit more mild, the bigger bulbs your garlic is going to have. I have my garlic planted. Now I can forget about it until the summertime when it's time to harvest. And you know it's ready to harvest when the green stalks that'll be growing about this high now start to turn brown and kind of curl over. Now you northern gardeners, those scapes are really fun. They're little curly Q tops, and then you can snip them and put them in your scrambled eggs, and they add so much flavor to your food. But when they start to turn brown and keel over, that's when it's time to harvest. And what you do is you put your finger in and kind of test the size of your garlic bulb, and when it feels nice and round, about an inch or two wide, depending on the garlic that you're growing, that's when I like to pull a test harvest and see how big the garlic is. If it looks about right according to the variety that you're growing, you can go ahead and harvest the rest. Or you can let it grow a little bit longer if you want it to size up just a little bit more. And then don't forget to save some of your garlic harvest so you can replant it in the fall so you have a continuous supply of garlic from year to year. That's the beautiful thing about growing garlic. I love growing garlic in containers because it's all right here. It doesn't take up a lot of room. It's minimal effort with maximum payoff and tons of flavor. So let me know if you'll be growing garlic this fall. I really want to challenge you. Get some planted this week. Trust me, in early summer when you're harvesting, you'll be so glad that you did. Thanks for watching. See you next time in the garden.